I've switched from shooting mechanical broadheads to fixed blades, and I got to tell you, these Montech G5s are probably the strongest broadheads that I've ever shot. This particular broadhead, I actually accidentally shot it into a piece of cherry firewood. It went through my target, but you know, it's spun checked fine. Everything's great. So if you're having some arrow flight trouble with broadheads and they're not grouping with your field points, let me show you how to fix that. But first, I've got to get her out of here and get her in the freezer. So if you have a problem with your fixed blade broadheads not flying like a field point, chances are you have one of two problems. One, you have the wrong arrow spline, meaning your arrow is too stiff or it's too weak given your current draw length and the amount of weight that you're pulling. The next problem that you could possibly have is your arrow rest isn't perfectly lined. Now, a lot of people like to paper tune their bow. And if you know what paper tuning is, that means you shoot one nice bullet hole through a piece of paper and you have 3 little fletching marks right on the outsides of it, showing that your arrow is coming off that arrow rest perfectly straight. That's a good thing. However, just because you have a bow that is paper tuned doesn't mean it's going to shoot a broadhead. So what happens is when you shoot this broadhead, you have fletchings on the back of your arrow. Now these fletchings are not designed to make your arrow fly straight. They are designed to hold it straight. So when you put a broadhead on the end of your arrow, you now have fletchings on the front. So when you shoot, these will want to try to steer your arrow, along with these will want to try to steer your arrow, and you can get some really funny looking zigzags and fishtails and arrows doing this when you shoot if your arrow rest isn't properly tuned. So here in a second, I'm going to shoot this bow, and I'm going to show you what to do if your field point isn't flying like a broadhead. All right, so this right here is a prime example of a broadhead not flying like a field point. You can see that I'm probably, well, I'm about the width of my fist away. So what I'm going to do is go back and I'm going to adjust my arrow rest up just a little bit, maybe a 32nd, maybe a 16th, and that's going to move my broadhead up significantly. My field point will move just a little bit, but the broadhead's going to move a lot. So let me make this quick adjustment and then we'll reshoot it. So you can see the marks on the side of my arrow rest, and you see how I'm in between those two marks? I'm going to take a set of Allen wrenches and I'm going to move my arrow rest up to that next mark, and that should be right where I need to be. And then we'll reshoot this and see how it turns out. My target is like Lieutenant Dan. She ain't got no legs. But when you do this, shoot your broadhead first, because if you don't, your arrows can impact so close together that your broadhead can start cutting off your fletchings, or it can damage your arrow. And that gets expensive after a while. So now that I've adjusted my arrow rest up, I got it to where both of these are impacting really close together. I'm going to go back to 30 and 40, and I'm going to keep shooting this, and I'm going to keep adjusting. Remember, when you adjust your arrow rest, adjust it in the direction it needs to go. It's not like adjusting the sights on your bow. If you hit low, you lower your sights. It's the opposite. If you hit low, raise them. If you hit high, lower it. Same thing with left and right. Follow your field point. Because like I said before, paper tuning is good. Paper tuning will get you close. But paper tuning doesn't tell the whole story. You have to get out here and shoot your broadheads, and you have to tune your arrow rest to the broadhead. And it's this simple. One little small adjustment, very, very small adjustment, moving my broadhead from shooting low to shooting about maybe 5 inches higher. So it doesn't take a lot to move that broadhead a whole lot. So go out and practice and go kill you a deer.